Just to let you know, Dave Caldwell, that these allegations are not going to go away. This is just the beginning. So I think you need to come out and do an interview. I mean, any other time we can't get you off IFL, Behind the Gloves, Seconds Out, Boxing Social, Fight Hype. We can't get you off YouTube. So you need to come out and answer these allegations. You're more than welcome to come on Porky's Corner. You can do it by Zoom. You don't have to do it in your gym. You can do it by Zoom. And I'll ask you these questions from these lads. All right. And then once you've answered them, then I'm going to play a card that I've got up my sleeve and put this to bed. All right. So come out, wherever you are.
I'm Peter Fury, and don't forget to subscribe to Porky's Corner, because I've been a helmet of the month and you need to listen to me. Yeah? So follow him, yeah? And get the fella some followers up, for Christ's sake. He wears his heart on his sleeve, he's a good man, Russ. So follow Porky's Corner, he says it as it is, and you know, I appreciate the helmet of the month, Russ. No problem.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome, mate.
Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner. You know, don't you? You know, that's how you've tuned in. Christmas Day, 20 to 8. I've got Burnsy on from Aussie Smith's Manor. How's it going, Chris?
How do mate? All right.
I'm not too bad. Not too bad. I had dog out this morning, early this morning, and he gets excited when he gets on Cowfield. So he's burning down this banking thing. And he goes into a dip. And you know, cows, if they tread on oak boggy, they leave like big holes, don't they?
Yeah.
He's gone burning down, and because I went near it, he tried to corner around me, didn't he? He went arse of a tit. He's done his back legging on him, bless him. I had to carry him back to the car. Threw him in an hot bath. He was sludged up, but he's all right now. But he's feeling sorry for his son, old Rockinator.
He's on the mend.
He's laid at the bottom of my bed. I've given him a few truffles. I know you're not supposed to, like, but I've given him a few truffles, cheering him up. But he's feeling sorry for his son, ain't you, Rocky? I jotted a few things down. I thought we'd just have a bit of a chat.
Yeah.
I've nicked my little lad's piggy hat. He's a piggy fan.
Piggy.
Roblox. Nicked his hat. He'll be roaring for being in a minute going, I want my hat. There's a lot gone off, so I'll make it quick. I'm going to call this video, Is Eddie Hills the Rommel of boxing? Because I'm watching this, I'm going to Germany with my pal Paul in April after I've been back to Turkey. We're going to look at World War II sites and concentration camps, museums and all that. Well, I was a fan of that The World at War. Have you ever watched that?
Yeah, I think I've heard it. I might not watched it, but I think I've heard
26 episodes. It's pretty powerful stuff. It was made in the 70s, late 70s. Well, there's one on now on Netflix called, have a look, World War II in colour. I'm up to the battle of Kursk. You know, where they invade Russia, southern Russia. I'm up to that at the moment. And but in the previous one, Rommel took over the invasion of North Africa, didn't he? And he had cyanide, didn't he? They made him kill his son, didn't they? Or they were going to do his family and want the Hitler and that. Well, that's Eddie Hearn, isn't it, really, basically? Rommel were all flash, wasn't he? We're going to do wonders, but he was a flashing pan. I know it's getting made, is it? I mean, people keep going, do you know, I have people come up to me and they talk to me about Eddie Hearn. And do you know what I say? You know, I'm pretty blunt, and it could come across as arrogant, but I'm pretty blunt. I don't suffer fools. And I may not have seen these people for years, and I'll just look them in eyeball, straight through them, and I'll say, pull your tongue out Eddie Hearn's arsehole, and I just walk off, you know.
You got it wrong, Ross.
Hey?
You got it wrong. It's Eddie Hills.
Eddie Hills, yeah. Pull your tongue out Eddie Hills' arsehole. Dogs do that. You're not a dog, are you? I mean, end of the day, mate, what fights are getting made? The Fury White's not going to happen, Chris.
No,
like I said a few weeks ago, they're just going to do each other. They're just going to do each other's heads in, aren't they? Because to be honest with you, White did have some good sparring sessions with Fury. So, but
yeah, you don't think the Dillian White story is just a never-ending story, though, isn't it? Always the victim. Always the victim. Never his fault. You know, he turned down the world title shot at Wembley. You know, they lost on purse against Pulev. You know, he only fights people over 40. Only one he didn't fight over 40 was a blown-up cruiserweight. But he's always the victim, and it's always his fault. And he's only now just decided to press legal proceedings against the WBC. But been screaming blue murder for 18 months. But it's a bit boring, the Dillian White situation, do you not think?
Yeah, but if you look at it now, right, Dillian White's not going to fight Fury next year. Fury fight, look, Warren going on about a February, March for Fury. Do me a favour, more like May, June. And what they'll do then, that'll write off all next year for Dillian White going WBC route. He'll be parked up for what, 5 years by the time he gets around to it. So why don't they just go a different route?
You know, I know it's the old cliche. I've been saying this on. It's like a broken record now, but Dillian White missed he missed the boat, didn't he, Dillian White? And he's been hanging around like a bad smell for that WBC title. You'd surely go for another route, but you got to remember, mate, Dillian White, as we all know, is the blocker. You know, he's a Eddie Earn's guard dog for Joshua, as Ultra says, and that's all he is, mate.
He knows that though, doesn't he? Dillian White knows he's that, but he's got to pay lip service to fans. He's asked Frank Warren for an astronomical amount of money, but yeah, he only got 300 grand for his last fight. So how's he going to get all that? So what they normally do, they normally times it by 10 in situations like this. So that means, and Dillian White will know that, so his price is sent out of it. So basically, the offer could be 3 million for him, and it could be 12 million for Fury. You know, if it goes 80-10.
Yeah.
So why don't Dillian White just take the offer, what they're going to give him? It'll probably be 3 million quid. Let's say they top him up and it's 4, which it won't be, but let's say it is. Let's say it's 4 million quid. Can't be March because they want an open air arena for it because they want to sell tickets. So let's say he waits till 2023. It could happen in that meantime. And they're their own worst enemy, Matcham, you know, because they tie everybody up on rematches. Even Dillian White fighting Povetkin for no belt.
Embarrassing.
The rematch clause. Terry Harper's just been beat by somebody. There's a rematch clause for that, but they're not honouring that, are they? She's moved up, hasn't she? Do you know what I mean? They didn't rematch to Natasha Jonas when it were a draw to prove who was best. So Eddie Hearn needs to stop bleating about rematches because there's two sides to every story. And when boots on the other foot, they don't like it, do they? What happened to Eddie Hearn being, we stick to contracts and what it says? Well, why ain't Terry Harper rematching that girl? Well, for safety reasons, we're going to move up. Load of crap. They're just doing what they want. And this sort of attitude is what's killing sport. It's why UFC and UFC's above it, taking over, isn't it? Well, it is, isn't it? Statistics prove it, mate. Do you know what I mean?
See, I don't know why Dillian White's crying though, because surely it'd be a career high payday for him, probably the most he's ever earned. And if he's the can man, and he truly is, anybody can get it. Anybody who wants it can get it. If that's truly his motto, surely just take the fight in a heartbeat. It won't matter about money. You know, he's the can man at the end of the day. If he believes he can truly ice Fury like he's going around telling everybody, surely just take the fight in a heartbeat. Money and purses wouldn't matter.
A bit like Spencer Fearon. Yeah, it's a bit like Spencer Fearon sending me a contract to fight him for 20 grand when we agreed to fucking get at it. When I'm right with my stomachs, I've got to have some more operations in April, teeth, and there's other bits and bobs. But when I'm right, me and him will get at it, but they won't be for no money changing hands. They're just going to get at it in gym and have a tear up. So what they're sending stupid contracts for? You know what I mean? Or getting his silly little mates on YouTube to put daft videos out mentioning no names. Do you know what I mean? Put it out yourself, Spencer. Stop being stupid. Do you know what I mean? You're sending me stupid contracts, you silly cunt. I mean, fuck all. Do you know what I mean?
Grown men, these. Grown men.
Grown men sending me contracts, him and Tunde Ajayi, fucking mugs. We'll get at it when I'm right, Spencer. You won't need to part with any money. Not that you've got 20 grand. You haven't got fucking 20 fucking pence. Yeah, I mean, I've just took more money out of my drawer up at work than you've got in your bank, Spencer. I've just still got that reward money here. Got it here. Fury reward money. I'm keeping it. I'm gonna treat me, Sam. Grand there, Mickey said, get it took out of your office. Grand here, and all them people that were gonna send me footage of John Fury fighting for £100,000 in a bare knuckler with an Irish champion. Never happened. Not one person come forward and give me a name. I should put another reward out, shouldn't I, for anybody who so much as had just a bare knuckler with John. It's rubbish, isn't it, mate? Rubbish.
I reckon you up the reward money.
Oh yeah, somebody will invent something. They'll invent some bollocks if I top it up. But no, I'll get me send some. I'll treat me some with it. Might get colour wheels changed on colour on the car because it's a bit fucking naff, I think. But
Yeah.
not one of my better moves. Should have left them black, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
I must
Yeah,
have
but you don't see
that day when I picked that colour.
You don't see John's Christmas dinner.
Yeah, somebody sent me something. He's in that green fucking tank thing, isn't he?
That green tin can.
Russian tin. Listen, do you believe he's in? No, I don't believe a word. Listen. Oh, once you tell me a lie, else is no good. But we're talking about big John Fury here. Big fighting man lives on the hard road. He lives on the land. Lives off the land, eats hedgehogs. Put stew on the pan. Pop, pop, bang. MI5 are watching me. It's a load of fucking shit. There's no way on this earth he's in that. It's all done for effect.
You got to live up to the name.
You know the chicken that were in the pan and that? It were already cooked and everything. But the chicken in the tinfoil down below were already cooked, wasn't it? So why would you be cooking it again? I don't get that, do you?
Listen, it's the secret ingredient.
Salmonella.
It's the secret ingredient to, being a hard man. This man just eats raw. I mean, I'm surprised he doesn't eat meat raw, He defines the laws of physics, John.
Pop, pop, bang.
Pop, pop,
200
bang.
kilo deadlift with me Corey. 140 kilo. 8 reps on bench just for a fucking warm up. Pop, pop, bang.
10-mile run in the mornings.
And what?
10-mile runs at morning.
That's before breakfast, that Burnsy lad. Big John don't mess about, mate. That's before breakfast. And his flip-flops just to pick Easter eggs up. Do you know what I mean?
Bare feet, mate. Not flip-flops,
bare feet, mate. Bare feet. No.
So, Fury versus Wilder. Does it happen or not?
You mean Fury White?
Yeah, Fury White. Yeah, sorry. Fury White.
No,
does it happen?
I'll go on record and say it's not going to happen. They're just going to do each other's heads in. That's all that's going to happen. They're just going to do each other's heads in. And do you know what the main common denominator in all this is, Chris? This is the problem with the way I see it, and this has come from people at Sky, but I've known this for a long time. Warren and Hearn are the problem, because when you've got two big powerhouses there in UK boxing, and the 11-year Eddie Hearn's been at it, hasn't he now, right? Two big powerhouses there. What they put together, six fights in 11 years, is it?
Yeah.
6 or 7?
Six.
Like
Five or six, something like that.
In 11 year. So there's your problem. So, but yet they keep setting all this intense beef and setting all these fights up and stuff like that. Right? They're the problem, mate. They're the problem because they can't make the fights. They can't make the fights because they just price each other out them or they tie each other in knots. You've got Ern saying it's 55-45. You've got Bricktop saying it's 80-20 and we'll go on what you lodged as your last fucking purse, which is usually times 10. If it's an situation. So, but that's open to negotiation. And they're just making it up as they go along. They're just trying to do each other's heads in. Look, we all know the fight they won't, don't we? Fury's going to sit it out, right? He's not going to announce anything. They're going to wait for Joshua Usyk. and then they're going to go for winner of that. Fury will be undisputed, but I don't even think Fury fancies Usyk. I think he just wants Joshua, and then he'll be gone. You don't want to risk it with Dillian White. You've even heard Bricktop say we don't need a rematch for Dillian White, so that'd be a nightmare for him, wouldn't it? They won't risk that. What if Fury slipped or did his knee or got disqualified? Oh, could happen. It's boxing, isn't it? So it's just lip service that the paying fans, and now they're saying, oh, this arbitration is till March and all that. Look, it's all very cushy for Eddie Hearn and very cushy for Warren. They're doing the best to keep Joshua and Fury apart. What they're telling Dillian White, we don't know. But Dillian White's happy to pick up crumbs off it, innit? And not be a world champion or get his title shot. But the casualties in all this, us,
Fans.
the boxing fans, aren't we? We're the casualties.
Yeah. And we're still waiting for Warren and Hearn to go for pie and mash. Still waiting for that to go on. That's 12 months down the line now, isn't it?
Pie and mash.
Still not happened.
I'm going to eat that then. They've gone beyond them days now, aren't they, them two? But stop.
Was it champagne and caviar?
Yeah. When Frank Warren wanted Robin Reed to fight Calzaghe in a rematch, he invited him down to Savoy. Robin went all the way down there to Savoy, and he offered him a measly amount. So Robin said, "I'm not fighting for that." And then they upped it a third on top of what he offered him, and they agreed on that, and the fight never happened. But the point I want to make is Frank likes to butter people up in restaurants, and that's how they can do it to young lads that are in pressure and stuff like that. But we're talking Eddie Hearn, aren't we? And Frank Warren. Fucking hate the families, hate each other. They despise each other. They're not going to give an inch to each other. But Frank was the one who offered the olive branch, so only a couple of years ago, when COVID started. So I've never really had much respect for him because he's a dog in it with money. But let's have it right. He wanted to get the fights on, so I sort of like warmed to him a bit. You know what I mean? Because I've given some stick over years, not as much as maybe I should, but I warmed to him, and I thought, well, at least they're going to get the fights made. But what fights are they making? What are they making? Not making anything, mate.
Do you not think Frank coming out offering pie and mash with Hills was a last ditch effort because he were on Skid Row? But he seems to have worked him and wiggled himself back into a position now where he looks to be coming stronger in the new year, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's got a decent stable and he's got them all in position. But what's he doing with the Bar and Joyce? I mean, how much longer are they going to have to sit out?
Yeah, I feel bad for Joe Joyce. I mean, like a broken record. You know, I said this last week when I were on. You know, Joe Joyce, how's this man not getting shots? You know, we know as well as all over our cause. You know, this bloke is a top tier heavyweight.
Played his part in that, hasn't
he? Yeah, but he's parted ways with Sam now, hasn't he?
But when he had Sam with him, Sam Jones talked a good game, but he weren't throwing any. He wasn't throwing any legal letters about going into bat for his fighter. All they were doing were getting all these other little fighters on shows, on Hearn and Warren shows, and keeping them sweet. They're like his paymasters. When really, he should have gone after him. Do you think Carlos Howland would have done that?
No, Mick Hennessy wouldn't have done
that.
Mick Hennessy wouldn't have done that. They've been firing letters off them.
When Carlos Howland burst on scene with his dad in background, do you think they'd have put up with that? No, they wouldn't. And that's how he learned his trade. But Sam Jones wanted to be everybody's fucking pal. And casualties, Joe Joyce was knocking on a bit now, isn't he? He'll grow old. If you get injuries or you're inactive, you can get old overnight. You know, in that ring, it's a lonely place.
Yeah.
What do you think to Chisora against Ariola? Because Eddie Hearn's cooled on the wild a bit now, hasn't he? He said that for effect, I think, to get us all going. But what do you think to Ariola, who's 40 odd against Chisora?
Listen, when's Eddie Hearn just going to say, Derek, I'm not going to promote you anymore? You know, we're worried for your health. Because, I mean, I was there on last Saturday and Chisora's done. I don't care what anybody says, you know. This man he's done. He's a shot fighter, you know. He can't hold his balance, you know. He's getting hit for fun in there. And it was painful to watch. It was painful to watch that on Saturday night, especially being there, you know. He took a right beating off Parker, and I don't care what anybody's took a right beating off Parker. It absolutely hit him for fun, mate. And you know what? last weekend when I was in that arena and I watched that fight, it really hit home how delusional these fans are. They were shouting and screaming for Chisora, and it was like they almost like believed he was like Superman. He could walk for anything, and they kept saying I had this group of fans behind me, and they kept saying he's gonna come back. Chisora, he's gonna come back. He's gonna do him. He's gonna do him. And
who was saying
just
that?
Embarrassing, mate. A bunch of fans behind me.
You were sat behind Indiana Jones, weren't you?
Crocodile Dundee, mate.
Big John Fury. The name's John Fury. I've got my Indiana Jones hat on, and I've got my Big Mac on. I'm just going to sit here with my arms folded because this show hasn't got a Fury on it, and it's nothing to do with me. Nobody spoke to him, did they, hardly?
I'll tell you a funny story. I'll tell you two funny stories about Saturday night. So I'm sat there with my mate, and we got in for the Babbitt fight. Because I was texting you, and we got into the Babbitt fight, and we see this bloke in front of us. It's still pretty quiet at this point, like the arena. And obviously, we see what is John Fury like in front of us, but we see him, the back of him. We can't see his face. For people who've seen it, he was wearing his Indiana Jones hat with his leather jacket, and mate says to me, he says, isn't he wearing a funny hat? And then he goes, "Bloody hell, I think it's John that." I went, "No, it's not." I said, "Surely not." I said, "Surely John's not wearing that." And he like sort of like turned his head like side onto us, and we seen his nose. And I couldn't believe it. It were him. And everybody cottoned on, and then they were queuing up in aisle. And him and Coogan were taking photos with fans. Embarrassing. Embarrassing. They were queuing a mile long.
What? But what have they done for boxing? At least John got it ring. What's Coogan done for boxing? He doesn't ask proper questions, does he? He's got shit round his mouth that needs cleaning with Savlon or TCP. Coogan, what have you done for boxing besides lick everybody's assholes? Get a grip yourself.
And I'll tell you,
Big John Fury, the big superstar, 8-4-1. It's not even a journeyman record, is it?
And I'll tell you the other funny story. And I've not told you this. I was waiting for when I come on to break this, but we were sat close, where like the presenters are. So like on the night it was Boazzi, Bellew, and who else was in the box? I can't remember. But it was Boazzi, Bellew, and somebody else sat in like, where like they do the thing punditry in between the fights. And while in between one of the fights, I think it might have been after the Zelfa Barrett fight, some woman come up and she was dusting Tony's face down with a makeup brush and doing his hair with some hairspray.
Tony who? Bellend?
Yeah, Tony.
Bellend? These are grown men. These behaving like Bellend.
Man.
Get your votes in, helmets of the month. The voting shuts on the 31st of December at 9 in the morning. So you've got 5 days from 9 o'clock tomorrow. By the time this goes out, you'll probably have about 2 days. Because this will probably take a few days to get sorted. But the point I want to make is get your votes in for helmets of the year, your top 10 helmets. You don't have to write why they're an helmet, because I know why they are. Just send me a list, 10 to 1, 10 going down to 1 on an email at porkycorner@mail.com. Not Porky's, porkycorner@mail.com. Because when I set account up, I spelt it wrong. I forgot S. So now I think some clever dicks can be and set one up on it and use S, so I can't have it, but I'm fucking bothered. Point I want to make is get your votes in. All right, it's going to be a good one this year. Helmet of the year. All right. Don't forget, these are grown men. Grown men. Behaving like they behave. But
I think I know who takes that.
Hey?
I think I know who takes that.
Well, it depends.
It's got to be Hills. It's got to be Hills.
Got to go out voting us, but like I've said to you, Eddie will be mixed. He's already had, I think he's about 6th at the moment, Eddie, but there's another week to go nearly, isn't there? Another week to go nearly, but the point I want to make is these people like Eddie Hearn, your Warrens, they're going out. Warren's on that seconds out in the all the time. That's his little pet rabbit now, isn't it? Eddie's pet rabbit's IFL, isn't it? They're going on there and they're saying, like, they're telling lies. They don't want. What they've got to do now, everything's put on hold now till Usyk fight, right?
Yeah.
If Joshua beats Usyk, trust me, they'll not want to fuck about with any more mistakes because it's dragged on now, and fans are losing patience. Do you know what I mean? I have a lot of people come up to me and they say they're not bothered about boxing. There's people I know, publicans, landlords, they don't even have it. They don't even pay for it now. For boxing, they don't pay for it now. You know, in pubs, and it's not on in the pubs because fights are not getting made. What fights are lined up that we're all excited about? What?
I'm not paid for a pay-per-view, and the last pay-per-view I paid for was Fury Wilder 2. Ever since then, I'm not paid for it. I'm not paid for anything. And I think the only reason I paid for that was because I thought it was, as we know, we go on the model of it's a fight you can't miss. You know, and as there's not really been a fight for me since then that I couldn't miss. I mean, Fury versus Wilder 3, we've already seen it twice, haven't we?
I've seen it 3 times now, and he's a limited fighter, Wilder. And Vladimir were more or less 40-year-old. So, you know, I want to see Fury in with somebody with an heartbeat now, or somebody with some technical ability. I'd like to see Fury Usyk. That's a wet dream for hardcores, isn't it? Joshua's just going to be there to be punched about. If Joshua gets beat against Usyk, how can they sell Fury Joshua? They can't, can they?
No. He has to be given respect, though, doesn't he, Russ? Because he took on the Wilder fight when nobody seemed to want it, did they? He has to be given credit.
We have to give him respect, but really, Warren were throwing him under a bus, wasn't he? Because they thought he were finished, didn't they?
Yeah.
So, and for Tyson will know that. He'll know he won't 100%, but listen, they say one thing to you, then they stick a knife in you. They're like mafia people, boxing people. They come with smiles, mate, and then in your back. But if Joshua gets beat against Usyk, and I see him getting knocked out this time and knocked about, if he gets beat against Usyk, I'd be very surprised if Fury fought Usyk. Forget all that 6-inch tall and all that. He's not, you know what? Do you know all these people who keep running around saying he's 6'9"? Has anybody ever seen him on a height thing showing he's 6'9"? Because he ain't, you know, he's 6'7". Why do they keep making this bullshit up? But have you ever seen David Price stood next to him and he's not 6'9"? He'll tell you David Price. So it's bullshit. It's just adding it on for the mythical. You lie about numbers. Don't look at Big John 100 and odd and 0 on Hard Road. 100-gram bare knuckle fight, 12 years in jail and all that. Rubbish. Utter rubbish. When it comes to numbers, they lie. We've been lying since they can crawl, haven't they? So they're good at it, aren't they?
It's all for effect.
Crawling age, you're lying when they can start crawling. So forget it, mate. Just lie, like fuck. Liars. Charlatans and vagabonds. Off with their heads. I don't want to hear it, mate. I'm fucking sick of hearing it. I want to see some fights, Chris. I don't want to hear shit about mandatories and arbitrations and fucking hell. They give a fucking Anadin and a headache, won't they, this lot? I want to see some fights. I want to see a schedule of pay-per-view fights. I want to see them all working together and people fighting each other, you know, like the Super Six with Frotch and Ward and everybody like that. All them lot, Durrell, Kessler, all them, Glenn Johnson, Alan Green. I want to see Agler, Earns, Leonard, Duran, Ali, Fraser, three times, Norton 3 times, Liston twice Floyd Patterson, you know, jumped in with Larry Holmes, twice Liam Spinks, Liam Spinks a gold medalist, Floyd Patterson gold medalist, Joe Frazier and George Foreman gold medalist, Ali running through gold medalists for everybody. Spewed his guts up for boxing. What we got now?
Ken Norton as well.
Yeah, Ken Norton, fought him 3 times. What we got now? Tyson Fury walking around with a goat hat on. I'm a goat. Vladimir touching 40. Wilder 3 times. Is that it? Is that his resume? Is that his resume? Tyson Fury's. Is a goat or Joshua, who's not been nowhere near Fury, Wilder or Ortiz. He's a goat as well, is he? I think he's goat.
Throwback fighter.
Because I don't even know if I'm going to be fucking interested in that fight by the time it does happen. Do you know what I mean? Because they're both protected fighters. very carefully protected. Although you've got to give Fury his credit, he took Wilder on, didn't he? When he was, do you know what I mean? When he wasn't right at first.
Well, Joshua's not a protected fighter, is he? He's a throwback fighter, according to him.
According to Hills or according to Joshua?
Hills and Joshua. It says in Joshua's bio, he's a throwback fighter.
A fuck throwback fighter.
And then Hills came out and said on IFL last night that Joshua and Chisora are throwback fighters, and they're apparently OGs.
How's Chisora a fucking OG? He's never won a world title. You know what I mean?
12 losses. The proof's in the pudding.
Yeah, Caballero punched him upside down 4 years ago. Caballero.
Throwback fighter, mate. Hills' words.
It's unbelievable. Why don't you just let Joshua get punched upside down by Usyk and put Chisora and Joshua, and they could call it the teacher and the pupil, because Joshua went there when he were a young lad, didn't he, to gym, you know, at Chisora or that. So they could call it the teacher and the pupil and say it's not about belts now, it's about giving back to fans and all that shit. You know, like Joshua, who were going to give back to fans after he beat Povetkin. It's about Wembley and giving back to fans. Yeah, first chance he got, 32 million for Ruiz in New York, and then 70 odd million in Saudi. Fought fans to top up my brother mate.
Chisora versus Joshua, student becomes the master.
Yeah. What's happening with Joshua's training situation? Because if he's a throwback fighter, why is he getting rid of Big Earn? Big Earn, McCracken. Why is he getting rid of Big Ernie? Hey.
Couldn't tell you, mate. I mean, to be honest with you, I think Joshua's head's all over the place. I think he's shot to pieces mentally, to be fair, mate.
Yeah.
You know, Joshua, he always strikes me as he's an insecure person. You know, he always looks like he needs reassurance in what he's doing, and I think he might have shot himself in the foot now, because I think Rob McCracken was maybe the one person that wasn't, you know, a hanger on and wasn't using him for what he could get out of him. You know, because Rob McCracken was there for him before Joshua made the big time, weren't they?
Right.
And now,
helped him out when he got locked up for 2 weeks in Reading, didn't he? Helped him out at court with letters to judge and on headed paper, Team GB and all that. What happened to all that Rob's family and all that? Yeah, no family when it comes to money. Eddie Hearn's pulling strings behind. See, well, Eddie Hills. People saying to me, why you call him Eddie Hills? Simple. He came and did an interview on IFL and said he had 4 fights, won 3 by knockout, and he under the name Eddie Hills. So that's why we call him Eddie Hills, the former Billy Ricky, Iceman, super heavyweight amateur star. 3 by fucking way off, 75% KO ratio. Bigger KO ratio than fucking Nigel Benn.
4-0, 3 by way of. And speaking of Hills, and he also, don't forget, Ross, you know, as great as he was at boxing, he also had a bit of a career and a bit of a run in cricket, didn't he?
What, Essex?
Fast bowler.
Under 19 fast bowler, tearing in like fucking Bob Willis. Hey. Steaming in like Bob Willis. You're steaming in like Bob Willis at Headingley in 81 when Bowman fucking tonked him all over. Steaming in, but Bob Willis building up a head of steam. I'll never forget it. Have you seen it on YouTube?
I might have, yeah.
England ended up winning the test because both of them got 149 not out. And then we had Bob Willis steaming in, or building up a head of steam, big Yeti haircut on him, but running in. And he bowled off his head. I'm sure he was on PEDs that day, Bob Willis. It was a bit like when Tony Adams went on Arsenal when they were unbeatables. Last game at season, Tony Adams fucking broke through from halfway line and belted one in net, didn't he? Yeah. And everybody was like, what are you doing in this fucking half, donkey? Get back into the other half. Because they used to call him donkey, didn't they, fans? Because he had big ears, didn't he? Well, it's true, isn't it? Tony Adams has got big jug ears, hasn't he, like Spencer Oliver?
Jug ears.
Scored one for Arsenal, didn't he, from about 25 yards. People thought he was on PEDs. But now, Eddie Hills, the Essex fast bowler, and opening bar. Don't forget opening bar.
Yeah.
Still waiting to see footage of this, aren't we?
Yeah. I mean, speaking of hills, though, Ross.
Yeah, go on.
Versus Broner.
Hey?
Ben versus Broner. Is that scraping the barrel? Scraping the barrel.
Broner's fat as a pig, Mitchell, man. Have you seen him? He's not seen his dick in 2 years.
Like a terrorist.
He's big beard. Big terrorist beard on him. Right, big belly out here. He's saying he wants an interim fight at 140. Then he'll fight Crusher. I call him Crusher now, Ben. Crusher. He said he'll fight Crusher then in at 147. I tell you what, Broner's probably got enough technical ability about him to give him nightmares if he's fit. 4-weight world champion, isn't he, Broner?
Listen, you can't argue with his resume, but I think Hills is scraping the barrel there, surely. Why can't I just fight David Avanesian?
Calling us.
I mean, to be honest with you, I think, we've heard over the years, we've heard some great comments. We've had the Adam Smith, no, not Adam Smith. We've had Johnny Nelson, we've had Johnny Nelson Tackham's like Foreman and Holyfield roll into one, and he's going to give Joshua a 9. And he said James Tennyson ices Tank Davis, and then we got we don't need to go into it. We discussed it enough on the channel, and then
a cacophony of noise. Don't forget, Chris.
The cacophony of noise and the Blue Ribbon Division. Well, we've had it all, and then
Blue Ribbon Division, Matt.
And then Hills, he had to go on spoilers, didn't he, last weekend, and tell us that I fancy Chisora against Marley if we can make it past 4 rounds.
He must go home at night and piss his pants at the Hills, For
a fact, surely. For a fact, surely.
Just having a bit of a Christmas break in my own way. There's my fire burning away. Food on. Got a bit of meat cooking in there. As you can see, there's a bit of food in there. Doesn't get no better than that. There's the rest of it on the floor there. Don't need any fridges because it's the middle of the winter. There's my cup of tea. There's my bed. There's my chair. There's my watering can. And there's my fuel. So it doesn't get much better than this. I do things in my own way. It wouldn't suit everybody, but I'm looking at that Victorian stove there, whatever it is. It's an old one. I don't know about Victorian, but it's doing my job anyway. So I just want to say to everybody out there, whatever you're doing, wherever you're at, have a great day.
You're going to bend your girlfriend over and do her like a dog.
I don't care if she says it or not, it's true. I don't take your mate. You see that? Want it ramming straight down your throat. I don't want to talk about your rubbish. Get off. Pat wins world titles and my son Tyson proved it.
From a long bloodline of fighting men.
Pop, pop, bang! On the floor. End of. Give me them belts back where you stole them. You bum.
A former bare knuckle and professional boxer and renowned gangland enforcer. Boxing coach and trainer to son Tommy. And father to one of the sport's most recognizable figures, heavyweight world champion Tyson Fury.
One of the great heavyweight performances I have ever seen. The Gypsy King has done it! The best heavyweight in the world!
He's a man who never mixes his words, so come and listen to the stories old and new from the man himself.
They don't want to hear the truth. They want the lie, switch on Coronation Street.
I will bet every pound I got.
There's only one winner. The Beast. The Gypsy King.
Gold Star Promotions bring you Big John Fury, The Truth, UK Tour.
I said it, quit. I said it. No believing Fury.
Pop, pop, bang! On the floor. End of. Give me them belts back where you stole them. You bum. Turn up. Turn up. That's all I want you to do. Turn up. It's nearly this. It's nearly that. Yeah, we're getting there. You're getting nowhere. They're getting nowhere, Andy. Nowhere fast. Keep the phones. Keep the smart TVs. Keep the smart motorways.
keep your train stations. I'll still do what I do. Rely on this. We ain't worried about these so-called Brits, these street gangs, these this, that and the other. We're not bothered, because I could put my fist through them outside. You know what I'm saying? Because I could worry them like a Rottweiler on the floor and they'd be screaming for the mother after 30 seconds. I'm not going to say things to please you, because you've had a bad day. If I think you're wrong, I'm going to tell you you're wrong. You know, and if I'm wrong, I want people to tell me I'm wrong. Not kiss me backside and say, you know, okay, that wall's made of chocolate biscuits when I know it's not. You can tell the way I'm dressed today. Don't give a shit about, no, not bothered. Look at me. Look at me. Do I care? Look at them. Flip-flops. I could get in that G-Wagon and pull myself a 22-year-old. Because they're not looking at me. They're looking at the motor. Oh, he's got a few quid. He can provide a bit of security. And they will blow you off all night long. Change your lives now! Stop being yes men. Stop being plastic. God give you your own mind. Use it. Be yourself. Be real. And you'll be a better person inside. And you can look in the mirror and sleep at night. Amen. A bodybuilder wants to fight me. That ain't no problem, mate. Don't know you. Don't want to know you. But let me tell you something, mate. You're messing with John Fury here, mate. And I am the best.
Heavyweight champion of the world! I said it fucking quit! I said it! No believe in John Fury!
You don't believe Wilder landing his perfect shot?
Yeah, but listen, I can answer that in one for you. Tyson smashed him to pieces and makes him quit and cry. Now what I want you to do, there's no waiting around. I want you to go today. Shapton Mallet, pig. Are you listening to me, pig? A masterclass. I'm thinking, what's he doing at this high weight? 272 pounds. I was 19 stone 4 tonight.
Isn't there just a little bit of doubt in your head that Wilder could improve?
No, because he's 35-year-old. I'm going to break your face in, mate. And if you don't show up, I'm at every boxing match in London. Every Warren event, I'm going to be there, and I'm going to be looking for you. And you see that? I'm going to shatter your fucking jaw with it. And I don't even fucking swear. You Shapton Mallet, ugly bastard, mentioning my name. Let's get it on! Make yourself known, mate, and you can have it there and then, on the spur of the moment, pal. I don't need training camps, I don't need time to get fit. I'm 24 hours ready. I wouldn't even switch the thing on. I'd feel humiliated and down, thinking, hang on. I tell you what, John, you're slipping. You got to use a phone.
I don't reckon Wilder.
Do you want to bet then?
I'll
bet you £50,000.
I don't like to bet. I don't like to bet.
I'll bet you 50 grand, 100 grand. I'm not bothered. I'm a man of my
word. It's not about betting. It's about my opinion.
I'd have me tea, me bacon and eggs, or I'll have a fight tonight. Do you want to fight? Yeah, I'll go. Because you know them false teeth, and I'll knock them straight for the back of your head, my friend. So don't you worry about that. You've got to fight. Don't you worry about that, mate. Good day to you, and God bless you as well. Rely on your own self, what God give you, instead of a bloody phone, a piece of glass, with some robot saying, yes, how can I help you? You can't help me today, because I've got my own brain.
When you got heart, when you're bred to fight, when you're a king of a race, that's what can do. That's what come out of these balls.
So here to you, have that, you. Let's see you. Let's see where your balls are now, mate. Let's have it to fucking day.
Where are you from, mate?
Do you mind, mate? We're just having a conversation. Sorry. Just mind your manners, milk. That's all right, no problem. He's come out of my nutsack. We live to fight, we love it. I've just done 12 years for a fight. I love to fight. And if I could fight now, I probably would do. But these people here, they would aggravate a saint. And what do they know? Nothing. Nothing. They're going home drinking their coffee with their fingers out, trying to be what they're not. He wouldn't even trade with Ruiz. And Ruiz ain't Tyson. There's nowhere for him to go in that ring. When Tyson gets in front of him, smashing that big jab in his face, hitting him to the body, roughing him up. Then it comes down to men and how big your balls are. And Tyson's got balls like two King Kongs and Godzilla rolled into one. So if you ain't got them to match, mate, don't mention my son's name. Enough said on that.
This quote here from Dana White, to get the exact quote. Yeah. He said on TMZ Sports, "I've got a ton of guys that would love to fight him. I just don't know why. Why come over and get smashed when you could just stay there?" That was...
Who's going to smash who?
As in, stay in boxing, don't come to the UFC because he'd get smashed in MMA.
How does he know about smashing anybody when Tyson comes off a smashing family? You know what I'm saying? You know, and I could probably smash Dana White with one punch. You know what I'm saying? So how can he write my son off like that? Don't talk to me like that. I'll fight him. Match me up with him tonight. He won't be saying that again, would he? Because I believe I'm the best 54-year-old man in the world. I'm the fittest, I know that. I'm the best 54-year-old man on the planet. And I'm going to prove it anytime, any place, anywhere, for free or for money. You know, if you've got a bank full of money,
don't even have to have a cock, do you?
They can imagine you've got a cock like a fucking elephant. If you want to question me, let's have a bit of a battle royale.
I don't think many people will be taking you on that.
You'd be surprised at 54-year-old, but listen, I've got the best 3 minutes in me you'd ever see in your life. I'm a boxer tricks, mate. I can definitely do my job outside. I wasn't much in the ring because I couldn't use what I had, but outside I'm a demon still. Don't worry about that. I won't back down from what I say from no man, or kiss no man's ass. Me ever.
Yeah, what do you think is going to happen with Terry Harper then? Do you think she's bottled that rematch?
Yeah, bottled definitely, mate. I think when you get in there and you give it your best shot, and she looks a hard trainer, and if you get in there and you give it your all, and you're still not good enough on the night, then I think it's hard to come to terms with it. To do it again.
Jonas took her apart, mate, but I'd like to see Jonas move up a weight now and set about her.
Yeah. What happened though, will it? They'll avoid that fight. They'll just say we're saving it for down the line.
Down the line. All this down the line stuff, right? Why not now? Why did also I had me and Dennis, our first ever argument were over Tommy Frank, Sonny Edwards.
Yeah.
Right. And I used to pull Tommy about it. And I said, Tommy, what about fighting Sonny Edwards? And he's like, you know me, Porky Russ, I'll fight anybody. I'm a fighter. That's what they say in it. I said, well, why aren't you fucking fighting then? Put your foot down. You're the fighter. You employ Glyn Rhodes to train you and Dennis and Glyn to manage you. Put your foot down. I'll just go with what everybody wants to do, me. Listen. I didn't want to put him anywhere near Sonny Edwards, mate. It'd have been a bloodbath. It'd have been a knockout for Sonny because he don't get none, does he? But he didn't want it, mate. I mean, when you got kids turning British titles down, what are they fucking in the sport for? Eventually, Dennis got him a British title, didn't they? Got him one eventually. But what? He got that coming off 2 losses, technically 4, but 2 losses, and that's against board rules. So he got a British title by default, but wouldn't it have been better to fight Sonny Edwards for it?
I mean, even if he lost, they could have brought him back, surely.
Yeah, of course they would have done. Oh God, fucking hell, Dennis's party line. If anybody used to get beat, the big inquest on a Monday. So, well, I brought Clinton Woods back after Dave Starry beat him. Always used to say that. But these fighters that he's got now, they're not Clinton Woods. They're not Clinton Woods, mate. Do you know what I mean? They're not Clinton, that's what you're up against. But it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I want to see some fights. I don't want to see shit. I don't want to see local shows around here with 3 fights on or 5 fights on. Left hand side, all of them not had a defeat. Right hand side, all got defeats. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see winners against losers and no belts online. A load of shit chatters. I don't want to see that. I won't be going to them fucking shows, wasting my fucking time. Do you know what I mean? I want to see fights. I want to see. But they're evenly matched. He's 0-5 and he's 2-0 and fuck out of here. Some proper fights on. Do you know what I mean? Get some proper fights. Shit chatters, paying lip service. I don't want to see people building cards up saying there's going to be 10 fights on, selling tickets, and then fight week, fucking there being 4 and 5 fights on. There should be fucking fines front board for that. And they've got a plan B, these fucking matchmakers. I was told the art of matchmaking is you have a plan A and a plan B, and sometimes a plan C. So if somebody's going to pull out, you have another opponent on either side to slot in. And then you renegotiate whatever money is and that. But forget money. What about matching fights here? So when you've got 10 fights on a show and 5 pull out fight week, why don't they come out and say why they fucking pulled out? Why ain't they got a plan fucking B? Instead of all this Well, we haven't got budget to get Dave Allen an opponent. I know people who went to that show, Dennis's fucking show. I know people that were there and bought tickets for seeing Dave Allen and Cash Ali. They didn't fight, did they? And I know these same people, one of them is related to me, they're not going to go again now. They say fuck boxing. We now know why you start ranting off, though, about it. I said, well, you know what I'm up against now, don't you? You're pissing in an hurricane. If you're dealing with lying bastards, not just charlatans and vagabonds, lying bastards. A lot of them, 95% lying cunts, bullshitting cunts, charlatans, bullshitting fans to fucking get money for their own ends and rip every fucker off who's investing in shows. That's what it's all about, and it's happening all up in that country. I'm getting fucking sick of it. Everybody knows what's going on. That's what we're seeing, mate. We're seeing a load of bollocks. Shit chatters. I don't want them in my company. They won't get through my fucking front door, mate. Not worth a cup of cold piss, lot of them. You know what I mean?
Thing is, though, it's all going to catch up in the end, though, because the sport's dying and the sport's on its arse. And
dying on its arsehole. I'll tell you what I listened to, something Rico sent me. Them lads are proper steeped in boxing. Martin Theobald, you know, No Age podcast.
Yeah.
No Age Podfather. I listened to that overnight and I thought they got it bang on. It's probably one of the best episodes. Is it Andy, the other kid, and Terry? They got it bang on. Why should they invest their time and money into fights that are not happening? Why should they? Or shit fights. Why should they invest the time in that? Oh, well, he throws a few tables over at press conferences and he's unpredictable. What the fuck has that got to do with fucking boxing?
Embarrassing. Nothing. It's got nothing to do with embarrassing. You know, I mean, you got Chisora, throwing 12 losses, throwing tables at people, and you've got Joseph Parker, couldn't punch his way out of a wet paper bag.
Stinkinator.
I mean, stinkinator.
Yeah, you know what? I've got people telling me Andy Lee's a guru and I was a trainer. Look, jury's out on Parker for me. Beating Chisora like that, he had him down 3 times, mate, and he couldn't get him out of there. So jury's out on Andy Lee and Parker for me. People keep telling me Andy Lee's next great big thing at trainer, right? Why didn't he fucking help Isaac Lowe overnight? What happened with him? What happened with Isaac Lowe? We're a fucking great trainer that night. There were no fucking sermons on Monday after that fight, were there? We didn't see any sermons, did we?
You know what?
Have we seen a Dave Caldwell sermon last week? We haven't seen any Dave Caldwell sermons, have we? Is that because I'm waiting to pounce, or it's because Chisora got beat, or is it a bit of both?
You know what's embarrassing though, Russ, for me, and you'll agree with this, is you get Joseph Parker, he's in there and he couldn't get Chisora out there in 12 rounds. But, across the British Isles, you've got Tony Oka in France. Can you imagine if Tony Oka was in there with Chisora on last Saturday?
He'd have gone through both of them on the same night, Parker and Chisora. So would Ergvik, so would Joe Joyce. Joe Joyce had run through Parker, and he'd run through Chisora. Ergvik, Joyce, Yoka would have run over him, mate, and stopped, put it in reverse, and wheel spun over him like that Richie Aprio does on Beans in Soprano. Have you seen that?
Yeah. I would have absolutely flattened him. But yeah, these lads don't get a look in. But Parker from New Zealand, brings that New Vision television, and I don't know what it is with Parker. I don't. Being honest, he's not a bad lad, and he seems like a genuine lad, but I don't see the appeal in him as a fighter. Can't relate to him. He's got a boring style, and I mean, let's have it right. We're only entertaining fight for 6 rounds, and then after that, you just switch off because they're both blowing out their ass, and I mean, I don't know how Parker didn't get Chisora. He couldn't stand up straight. That's why he went leaning back on ropes. He couldn't really stand up. Yeah. Couldn't get him out of there. I mean, if that doesn't scream rice pudding, man, to you, then have a duster.
To be fair to Coogan, he did ask him, saying people are concerned for you and all that, and Derek just said I'm a fighter and all this. Look, Derek likes money. and he don't want to leave money on the table. He'll know it's come to end. He'll know that, mate. He'll know.
Yeah.
And anybody who trains Derek Chisora from now on, right, the mercenaries, fucking mercenaries from now on, and takes money out of that. That's fucking blood money, mate. Because if he gets hurt, are you there, Chris?
Yeah, sorry,
if he gets hurt, Chisora, that's fucking blood money, mate. And they've all got blood on their hands. And it won't be
meat men, mate.
Hey?
The meat men, a lot of them. They want to be. They want to be ashamed of themselves, mate.
Well, what Eddie Hearn did, he just picked Chisora up, threw him on his back, and took him to meat market yet again. We've got a man here with 12 losses who's had life punched out him.
Yeah, and then you get Hills coming out. You know, he's not deteriorating, and in the ring he's still dangerous.
Dangerous, danger mouse.
Hills coming out saying, you know, listen to Derek Chisora speaking. You know, he's not deteriorating. You know, he's not wearing down. Guy's speaking like Scooby Doo.
What about Dave Allen? What they've done to Dave Allen? Have you heard how he's speaking like that?
Broken man. Poor Dave.
29-year-old. 30 in March. Coming back. Going to fight Babbitt. Okay, he'd probably beat Babbitt if he were fit, but he's been too inactive. That boat has gone. He'll never get over that DeBar money. That's gone. Yeah, that's what happens when you've got your tongue up Eddie's arse and you're listening to lip service. Listen, just because you've had a couple of nice checks off Eddie Hearn, it don't mean to say he's fucking God.
No.
So then you're on the hook. But when somebody else offers you an even bigger check, because it weren't 200, it was 300 full package.
Yeah.
When somebody's offering you that much and you're this big ticket seller, why don't you take it? Because he were thinking, oh, well, if I sign and it all falls through, I can't really go back to Eddie. So he were caught in middle, wasn't he? And what happened? Ended up fighting Dorian Darch and fucking it all petered out, didn't it? That
rest is history, isn't it?
The rest, as they say, is Skid Row. And that's that. And that's what happens instead of being single-minded. This is supposed to be a fucking guy who manages himself. Dave Allen's now managing fighters. What the fuck? And he's knocking 300 grand back to fight a novice in the bar, but he's managing fighters now. That'll haunt him. Every time he hears the word 300, he'll think about that. And does Eddie Hearn care? He didn't even return his text. But look, I know former world champions who don't get a fucking call off Eddie now, but Eddie was stuck up them not so long ago. Stuck up them. He don't care. He's cared about money. And Tony Bellew about looks, they look like lovers, don't they? We could be lovers. The lovers, aren't they, them two? Got to be, aren't they? You think they get back to hotel room on a night safely? Does Frank Smith watch or does he film it? Yeah, from behind.
Frank with the spots.
Frank with the spot. Who's the giver and who's the receiver?
Surely, Tony. I mean, Tony's head's was that far old Pill's ass. He's eating his food for him, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess, yeah. He's that far up his ass, he's eating his fucking pot noodles, mate, or his fucking Smith's Square Crisps.
Oh, cheeky Nando's.
Oh, fucking apples and pears. Hang on, you forgot to say plot up. Let's plot up. Or, go on, my son. Right. Let's have a look what we've got. We've done that page. Have a look. Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez, Chris.
Yeah.
Is he going to go back to Eddie Hills, or is Al Heyman going to keep paying him that little bit more to keep him in his clutches?
You've got to. I mean, if I was Canelo, I know where I'd be staying. I'd be staying with Showtime and Al Heyman. You know, this is the guy who can get the fights for you. You know.
Yeah.
I mean, if Canelo goes back to Hills, is there any chance that Hills can guarantee him these big fights? Because by the looks of things, nobody wants to work with Hills in America. They froze them out. And I said this last week. It looks like they've all got their heads together and they froze Hills out in America, haven't they?
Yeah, froze him out, mate. It looks like he's rubbed everybody up the wrong way. And everybody, they'll all know that. You can see it. You can see that the fights are not getting made now. So, but like I said, it was a cash grab. They're going to run DAZN into the ground now and make as much as they can for themselves. That's how it's
going. Yeah, it's he's burnt his bridges and the ship's sinking, mate. And it's
can you imagine?
2 years.
Go on, sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say in about 18 months' time, 2 years' time, I don't think we're going to see Eddie in boxing anymore. I think by then he'll be gone.
Can you imagine how much money's been passed under the table with all that DAZN money when they were overpaying everybody?
Paying Tommy Coyle.
Tommy Coyle. I bet he thought all his birthdays had come at once when Eddie were offering that kind of money. But it makes you wonder, though, if Tommy were allowed all that, doesn't it? Because we're not going to get to know, are we? But Tommy Coyle did all right at the job. Tommy Coyle and Luke Campbell have not even won a British title,
No.
Commonwealth. They've got a Commonwealth out at 6 belts. They've got a Commonwealth out the 6 levels. That's it. A Commonwealth. But done all right out at the job, don't they? Pair of them.
Yeah.
Campbell,
yeah.
That big gap.
Well, Luke,
on the bridge.
Yeah. Exactly. And this is it. Eddie, as much as we hate on him and as much as everybody despises on him, you have to be given credit. He's maneuvered his fighters into situations, and they've missed out all these belts. I mean, look at Conor Benn. He's knocking on for a world title now, apparently. Does he deserve it? No.
Conor Benn's not got an area belt.
The Crusher.
We don't call him Conor Benn in our house now. We call him Crusher. Isn't that right, Crush? It's Nick Kovalev's name now. He's retired. Crusher's just Algeria, who couldn't knock the skin off a rice pudding, not had a knockout in 10 years.
But don't forget when Conor Benn fought Algeria, they were a Roman killer Algeria. So missing the point, Ross.
I know, yeah. Roman killer.
It's only when it. I mean, let's just have it right, yeah. Can you imagine if Frank Warren put one of his fighters in with somebody like a Chris Algeria? Can you imagine what Eddie Hills would say? They'd rip Frank to shreds.
You mean somebody like Jack Catterall fighting him? Something like that?
Yeah. You imagine like a Catterall, yeah. Can you imagine what Hills would come out saying? He'd rip old Fish Eyes to shreds, wouldn't he?
He used to rip Fish Eyes to shreds when Nathan Cleverly were defending against Tommy Carpenters and people like that. But then when he got older, Nathan Cleverly, look who we were feeding him even worse if you go through ranking.
Yeah. I mean, when the shoe's on the other foot, mate.
Yeah. Who's your boxer of the year from the UK, Chris?
I mean, it'd be hard to look past anybody apart from Josh Taylor. I think he's the man, mate.
Yeah. Who's your promoter of the year from UK?
Gotta be Mick Hennessy.
Mick Hennessy.
He's resurged himself back into the mix, hasn't he? And put on some good shows past few months.
Yeah, to bigger audiences on Channel 5.
Exactly.
What about female fighter at year from UK?
I think you're going to have to give it to Savannah, mate. I think you're going to have to give it to Savannah.
What about prick of the year?
It's a hard one, that. Prick of the year. Sam Jones.
What about most annoying? So that's Sam Jones, fucking prick of the year for managers. What about for trainers? Prick of the year for trainers. Most annoying trainer, prick of the year.
Penfold.
Penfold. I'm going to go Ben Davison, not Penfold.
Oh, to be fair, he's gone quiet, Penfold. I'd probably say Davison, to be fair. Early in the year, he ruined himself with the Billy Joe stuff. Yeah, Davison.
Okay, no, what about most annoying promoter prick of the year at UK? Eddie Hills, I'm going to go for.
The man with the comb over.
The comb over. What about best promoter at you? I've just done that, Mick Hennessy, haven't we?
Yeah, Mick.
Best TV platform?
Probably have to go with Sky, probably.
Yeah, you probably have to give it Sky. They've come back, haven't they?
They've come back, and they're looking really promising for the new year, mate. It looks like they're going to be able to turn this on its head. I remember texting you a few months ago saying, Beans bringing the comeback on, and
Beans bringing
the
it.
new year, mate. he's bringing the heat, mate. You know,
You did
the
say that,
comeback's on,
Pete, we're
mate.
bringing the heat. I had to lock all my doors, you know, because I didn't want him turning up at my house in a jigsaw mask on his BMX or his Rally Griffin or something. Okay. How about most annoying YouTube interviewer? Most annoying YouTube interviewer of 2021.
I'm sure there's only one man who can take that spot.
Oh,
Coogie Bear.
Coogie Bear. Do you know what? Actually, he's very patient behind camera, and I think there's a lot of questions that he probably wants to ask but he can't. I think he's very patient with the camera, and he don't get flustered or he's pretty. But he should do after have been doing it long enough, hasn't
he? Yeah, but surely you could also come back and say, well, he's behind the camera at the end of the day, isn't he?
Yeah, I'm going to say Rob Tebbert is annoyed me this year, Rob Tebbert. I think he gets them. He frustrates me, Rob Tebbert, because although I think he says the hardcore for asking questions, I think he gets them in a position and then he don't finish them off. He's like the Joseph Parker of fucking interviewing, isn't he? Rob Tebbert. Gets them on up and he can't finish it. Can you imagine him shagging a bird? I bet he could never satisfy her, could he, Rob Tebbert? Not with that fucking beard and that belly he's got.
I mean, if you got, I think if you're going to say anybody who's gone up in my estimate, anybody who's gone up in my opinion this year, shall I say, Umar. I think Umar's gone up this year.
Yeah, Umar's got brave this year, hasn't he, Umar? I'm team Umar at the moment.
Yeah, you know, it looked like he was on Skid Row and he come back, didn't he? He was on Skid Row and he pulled it back, didn't he?
Most frightened interviewer, Andy Puru. When he went to interview Big John Fury, big fighting man, in the ring or on the hard road, and I'm willing to prove it for free or for money. Pop, pop, bang, end of boom. MI5 are watching me. I've got to go. You what, mate? Andy Puru, Muslim eating pork chops.
Yeah,
Stove, sorry. You know. Most annoying female YouTuber.
Phelps. Gotta be, haven't it?
Exactly. Who is Michelle Phelps seeing? Is she seeing anybody from Morecambe? I wonder. Would it be Isaac Lowe? I doubt that.
Have you not seen Isaac Lowe's spelling today for Christmas?
Isaac Lowe's Christmas Day tweet. Fucking hell. Do you know when he does it though? He might be putting it on predictive text, but the predictive text will remember his spelling all year, won't it?
Yeah.
Is that why you think his spelling's a mess? Because he just
brilliant.
Like that, he's got predictive text on it. Yeah.
We'll see him on Countdown.
I saw that one a couple of weeks ago where he spelt biscuit. B-E-E-E-K-I-T. Biscuit or something he put.
Biscuit.
Just having a cup of tea and a biscuit. Fucking hell, man. Isaac, come see me. Not in your tranny van, though.
Here's one for you, Russ. Most feared boxing manager.
Most feared boxing manager? Anne fucking Wolf. Anne Wolf. I want her knocking on my door, man. That's fucking hell. She's scary. Oh, do you mean? Oh, what were you going to say, like?
Wesley Snipes.
Oh, fucking hell. Dean White, a.k.a. Luther Vandross. Somebody sent me a video of him, actually, on pads, but pads don't hit back, do they?
No.
Dean White, come see me, you big tatey. He's a big teddy bear, isn't he?
He walked in the arena last week, and I remember texting you, he's a big lad. He's a big lad.
Oh, fucking what? I don't mean fuck all. The man's got a visa for America. He's not a gangster. What's he giving it the OG for? And listen, you know Lee Murray, who did that 54 million quid thing? Cage fighter, Lee Murray. He couldn't get a visa to America. He went to America once, did some training in Iowa, and he fought in Vegas, but he couldn't get a visa not that down the line, even though he had a not guilty on the GBH. Lee Murray couldn't get a visa, but Dean White can, so he's not a fucking OG. OGs don't get to go to America, mate, and get visas nowadays because it's all changed. He's not an OG. Dean White, you're not a fucking OG. I tell you what, this is how confident I am, right? Dean White, I'll fight you at KO Gym when my stomach's right next year. I'll fight you at Club KO, and it's, or is it TK or whatever it is. Buckhurst Hill, Queens Road, Buckhurst Hill, Essex. I'll fight you if you bring your birth certificate. And on your birth certificate, it says Dean White. I'll fight you. All right. Bring your mate Spencer Fearon and that cheerleader, Tunde. No, Pity Pat Tunde. Because that's not his name, Dean fucking White. Grown men letting other people call them Dean White, and then they must take piss out of people when they go home. And what about Dillian White not coming out and saying that it's bollocks, he's not really my brother? He should be coming out and putting this right, shouldn't he? Fucking frauds, mate. Charlatans, vagabonds. Dean White, you should be embarrassed. I seen Ultratech set him on fire other night, didn't he, in a video? Did you see it?
Ripped him up. Ripped him to shreds, mate.
Mark Tibbs and Ultra having a bit of tay on social media. I bet they were loving it. Listen, can you imagine me running around saying I'm Russ Fury because I'm mates with Peter Fury? Or my mate Frank from Bury, I'm Russ Smith or something. I'm Russ Smith. Fucking hell, what the... These are grown men. Grown fucking men. What about if I start running around saying, oh, my name's Russ Kinahan? Think Daniel Kinahan's going to put up with that? Or I tell you what about Russ Frotch? Or Russ Hobson? What the fuck?
Listen, don't forget though, Russ, Daniel Kinahan's godfather to my kids.
Fuck you now.
Mate.
Hey, now that's how I got. Listen, mate. That's why he's raging, Spencer, because he know. Hey, Spencer, you know, Spencer, don't you? That one day I'm gonna put that phone call out, mate. You'll be on your fucking knees, mate. So get ready, because it's happening, but not yet. I'm just gonna let you sweat. But imagine that, Daniel Kinahan's godfather to my kids. I didn't know you were well connected, Spencer. Having Daniel ring Dennis up. Yeah, he's godfather to my kids. Get the fuck out of here! Must think that we don't know people who know Kinahan. Get the fuck out of here. Come out, Spencer, if that's true. Put a tweet out on your Twitter with a picture of your daughter and Kinahan and saying this is the godfather to my children. Show me the fucking photo at the christening, because you'd have a photo at the christening, wouldn't you? Anybody who's got a godfather with a child at a christening, have a photo, wouldn't they? Stop chatting knackers. Shit chatters. Off with their heads. I'll see Spencer for next year when I'm right. We'll be getting at it. We're getting
just like Hills, surely,
Essex under 19s and forming old boxers. It's like that one I watched the other night. It was funny though. I don't know if he's trolling, but I think he's actually very funny. Brian Cockrell were in an interview the other night. Have you seen him, the tax man?
I've not seen it, no, mate.
He said he was a Group N rally driver and he was breaking world records at deadlifting and powerlifting and all this. And then it went into Group N rally driver. And what happens is, when the cameras are rolling, they go down other avenues and they forget what they're saying. Big John does it, doesn't he, all the time? You know what I mean? Shit chatters, no time for them. But good luck to them. But don't give me that, Brian. You were doing all right until you came out with Group N rally driver and breaking world records for bench press, deadlift, and all that shit. Fucking Eddie Hall better get ready, hasn't he?
Well, he's already got John Fury on his coattails.
Oh, John Fury, what? We're fucking warming up with 148 reps. My mate Bunny doesn't do that, and he's a proper fucking powerlifter. You know what I mean? Shit chatters, mate. Shit chatters. No time for them. I'll just rinse them on here. But okie dokie then. Anything else you want to add, Chris?
Gimmick of the year.
Gimmick of the year. Campbell Hatton. Closely followed by Conor Benn, although he redeemed himself doing that to Algeria. So I might get on Conor Benn hype train, but he's 2 more wins away. Beating Broner don't get me on hype train, but I'm halfway there if he does Broner in good style.
If he beats Avanesian, we're on the Conor Benn hype train.
We're on hype train if he fights Avanesian. He's got to fight him.
Has to happen. Will it happen?
£500,000 they've knocked back for that fight. Hey, what planet are they on?
Embarrassing. That is embarrassing, that.
So,
pricing themselves out of the market, mate.
You what?
Pricing themselves out of the market.
Of course they are, mate. That's what they're doing, isn't it? Can I give a big shout out to Julian McGowan, Peter DeFreitas, Terry Chappendama, Rico. They've all been great this year. Kent Swan. Kent Swan. He's a hardcore, isn't he, Kent?
Kent's brilliant. You know, I love Kent.
Kent's
great listen.
Kent is the man. Apparently, he's hung like a donkey. That's why he can't get. That's why he can't get a woman. He's supposed to be like that, Kent.
Like Johnny Nelson.
Kent pole vaults into bed. When he gets up in the morning, he can dig for diamonds, mate, on back garden, straight through driveway. Oh, he's hung like. Look, Kent, you know what this bird told me from Belfast? She says Kent's got a nickname. I said, what do you call him? She said, horse.
Johnny Nelson, the entertainer.
Johnny Nelson looked tame. He's known as Big Kent now on Porky's Corner, isn't he?
Yeah, Big Kent. Hung.
Have you got a bird, Chris?
No, I was seeing somebody, but I just had to
She get rid of you.
Yeah, got rid of her, mate. Yeah, she got rid of me, mate. Yeah, but it's all right. It's all good.
It's a bit like Max. He doesn't have no luck with women. Max. He's got a big Instagram following. He goes on more dates than God knows what, mate. But he's just not having any luck with women at the moment. Max, he's struggling.
Sometimes it just be like that, mate. But you just gotta, don't let it. I'm only young at the end of the day. I'm only 21. Just keep my head down and just keep doing my thing. And it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. I'm not catching any harm out of being single. So,
well, what it is, mate. This is how I look at it. Right, you can end up being single for ages, and a lot of people go on these social media dating sites and group chats trying to pull, don't they? It'll happen one day. You might just be in supermarket, Chris, looking at some chicken breasts in freezer. And you might see a right nice bird looking in the freezer, and you might say to her, do you think I should grill these or roast them? How would you cook them, love? And then she might explain to you. Then you can just say, well, you smell nice, what you got on? And then start a conversation like that, don't you? Tell her she looks nice. And before you know where you are, say, listen, here, has my number there. Give me a ring sometime. She's either going to say she's got a fella or stint, but you slip her your number, don't you? That's what you do, mate.
That's it, mate.
That's how it's done. You might meet you in Aldi or I don't know. Something like that, Lidl's. You never know, mate.
You know, that's it, mate. It happens, but it doesn't matter, mate. I'm not actively looking for it. I'm just doing my own thing, I'm in the new year, we're gonna ramp up the training. I wanna catch up to John Fury's PBs.
John Fury's one big 148 reps.
Yeah, I want to catch up, and then the 240 with his Corey.
With his Corey on slack, that one, mate. He just wrapped his knob round Olympic bar and just lifted it up and took bar on, mate. John don't mess about. John don't need to get a pump on, to lift it.
Yeah,
he just wraps it round it, mate.
I did a what's it called on a Wednesday night. I did a John Fury back and bicep workout. And did 2 sets and then went home.
Bicep work. How many reps were that? 4 reps in it, carrying on.
Yeah, I did deadlifting, 2 reps, and then a few hammer curls, and then went home. Two sets, went home.
What you should do, a bit of advice, just get a magazine and pick a session out from somebody who was an expert. Just try it with light weights and just see how you feel. See if because a lot of people they stick to the same routine, don't they?
Yeah, I mean, personally, me and my friend who I train with, we switch up about every 8 to 10 weeks. We'll rework the split. It normally goes along the lines of push pull legs, 5 or 6 days a week with a rest day in there, and it's every 8 to 10 weeks we'll just readjust the split. I mean, there's only so many exercises you can do for a certain body part. It's just how you work it with volume and working weights and then back offsets, and there's only so many ways you can work it, but you can reevaluate and just see how the body feels. You just go to how the body reacts.
Okay, then. Well, listen, have a great Christmas. I'm going to send this to Cameron now, and he'll probably do this on 27th or 28th. I've got me jab on 27th, 3rd jab. So then I'm back down. I'm going to see Mick again at New Year. And Kent, going to Kent, and I've just been down there. I just did a video down there. I posted Chip, but he's off in it at the moment. So there's a video done for for this month. So this is like two. So they've had like 33 videos. So they've had 3 more. So
yeah,
the effort's gone in. But that's a good video going down to Essex. So I've got Mick on video. Had a bit of a good interview with him, and I'll do some filming when I get to Kent. So I enjoyed it down there.
Yeah, next time you come up here, man, you need to come see me.
I will be coming.
We need to go for a. We need to get some food, mate.
Yeah, I'll take you for some a bite to eat up your way, and we'll go see Ozzie Smith, Chorley's spin bowler. Chorley's answer to Shane Warne or Derek Underwood. But Ozzie loves his
local legend, mate. Local legend.
Who, Ozzie?
Yeah.
You know what? Have you heard of Ozzie in your area?
I've heard of him. I've never actually met him, but I've heard of him. Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah.
He's done
well. There's Ozzie. There's Michael Jennings and there's Jack Catterall. Them are like the famous lads from around here.
And you.
And me, yeah, only a little bit, mate. Don't flatter me too much.
Ozzie's a legend, isn't he, in your area?
Yeah, mate. Ozzie, Michael Jennings, and we got Jack Catterall. Who's writing his own scripts at the minute. And best of luck to him against Josh Taylor. May the best man win.
Yeah, I hope he does well in that fight, but I think he's up against an elite fighter at the top of his game, and obviously he's got a trainer full of confidence, and Ben Davison, Josh has got a trainer full of confidence in Ben Davison, so I think Jack Catterall's going to be up against him, but he's undefeated, Jack Catterall, isn't he?
He's undefeated, mate, and I hope he can pull it off, local lad. But like you said, he's going against an elite fighter. I like Josh Taylor. I think he's a great fighter. So I'm going to be a bit torn on the night, but I hope Jack pulls it off. But listen, mate, end of the day, he's done well for himself, Jack. He's a local lad. And, even if he loses, there's no shame in losing to a pound-to-pound great, is there? So
no, there isn't. Okie dokie, then. Well, listen, I'll let you get back to eating all your chocolate then.
Yeah, it's on the Reese's, mate.
Are you on the Reese's? A Reese's piece?
On the Reese's. Yeah, Reese's peanut butter. And then I just to cement how much I love Reese's, I got this today. I got gifted this today.
Go on, lad. You have to go gym in that now.
It's a new gym shirt, and then I got another new gym shirt today. Hang on, I'll show you dead quick before I shoot. Where is it? You'll like this one, Ross.
Yeah, go on. I love a good t-shirt. Dorian PhD. What does that mean?
It's a philosophy of heavy duty.
Yeah. Is that the shadow?
The shadow. That's the one.
Who do they call the oak?
The oak, Arnold, the Austrian oak.
You know, don't you, kid? You know.
The Austrian oak, Arnold, and then you've got you got your Ronnies and your Jay Cutlers, Nasser, Kevin Lavone. The list goes on and on.
What about that Ray McNeil who got shot dead by Mrs. Sally McNeil?
Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah, it's mad, isn't it?
Yeah, she's up for parole there in Feb.
Craziness, mate. Craziness.
Okie dokie then. Well, listen, thanks for coming on. And if I don't speak to you before, I probably will. But have a fantastic new year, young man.
Yeah, thank you very much, Russ. Appreciate it. I hope you had a good Christmas. And everybody who's watching, I hope you had a good Christmas as well.
Thank you very much. Take care.
Right. Cheers, pal. I'll speak to you soon. Bye.
Bye. Well, that were Chris Burns from Chorley's finest. He's up there with Ozzie Smith, Jack Catterall, and Michael and Dave Jennings for the 5 most famous people in Chorley, because there ain't anybody else that's famous from there, is there? Only local fucking traffic warden, from what I've heard. All right, then. Peace out. Have a fantastic new year. Spencer Fearon, don't forget, we're going to get at it next year when the time is right. I can't be fighting him when I've got problems health-wise, can I? But we're going to get at it. All right. Peace.
Oops. There you go, Mr. Cordwell. Stop rubbing things out.